So hey guys, today I'm going to show you guys the combo I reworked for dual triangle, or not dual triangle, dice rally. So if you guys remember the Vanquish Soul Igknight combo, well yeah, I found some new synergies that work well with this event. So before it was kind of a synchro deck, so yeah, we took all the synchros out. Extra deck and stuff could be adjusted a little bit, but yeah, we'll go through the combo here. So still kind of working out the kinks a little bit, but we're going to need essentially just any three ignites, and that's combo. So yeah, I mean this effect, not even hard once per turn, and also I have two of them. So let's assume it was hard once per turn, then I could activate this one. So negating this is not really worth it. Yeah. So cool, purge. Anyway, normal summon Sublimation Knight, summon Squeak Knight. We make Isolde, and we use the Isolde effect here to grab another scale. So yeah, that's a really cool thing, I guess, that you can do with Isolde there. Well, cool in my opinion at least. And then we're going to just send the Drendel and then the Renaud to grab the Drendel to grab our Raisin. That's how we bridge into Vanquish Soul. And yep, we're just going to make Electromite. We're going to pop specifically the scale, I believe. We pop is the one that I'll add off of Isolde, because this will never be special summonable. I tend to grab just I look for a scale that I need. So in this case, this would be a scale 7. And I just look for one that I have 3 copies of in my main deck. So yeah. Anyway, Astrograph Sorcerer will then add whatever, draw a card. Promethean Princess, effect. Special summon back, pop Promethean Princess, grab back Astrograph, special summon Astrograph, and then we'll grab another scale, and then we can make Exceed the Pendulum here. And then Exceed allows us to grab Astrograph again, and then when we pop our Ignites here to search, this actually allows us to once again trigger the Astrograph. And then we can grab another card with Astrograph. So this loop is actually disgusting. How many cards do I have in hand now? 8. So if we consider how many cards we use to start off the combo, we're up cards. Anyway, I'll just get rid of double normal summon because I'll have to discard for a hand size limit perhaps. So I did that to save me some time for later. So we're just not even going to use that extra normal summon, but we'll make Ambler Whale here. And we're going to convert that to a Zealantis later, and the reason we do this is because this has synergy with Promethean Princess, which we will be, well, we already summoned, right? So Promethean Princess comes back like next turn, and then our opponent destroys the Promethean Princess, we can trigger the Ambler Whale effect in the graveyard. So that's what that's for. And also, you need to, well, need is a strong word, but this deck happens to fulfill all of the extra requirements on the mission. So Zealantis is a water, which I will be summoning, and then Astrograph is a level 7 or higher monster, and then there was like some other condition that also gets fulfilled by this combo, but whatever. Zealantis, we're going to do this setup, and there's more to this combo now because I haven't really finished working it out, but alright. Why is this Rosin in hand still? I do not recall. But yeah, I could have used Rosin's effect to destroy the, well, whatever monster our opponent starts with here, because when we do Beyond effect to add Astrograph, that's a moment where we have Astrograph in our hand and Rosin on the field. I'm not aware of this till later, because I guess I'm dumb, but whatever. And we're just going to set your finish and pass. And then we have Raka the Vanquisher, which can, special summon Rosin. So we can do this to pop one. And now Promethean Princess is alive because this is a fire. I set your finish because it's funny. I could technically set any continuous trap, but whatever. That's what I felt like going with today. Caesar effect. Pop. Cool. Oh. I forgot to mention this, but yeah, we have Igknight Margrave plus Vanquish Soul Xiaolong here, which is going to allow us to have Artifact Durendal, and to give Artifact Durendal more targets, to make sure it consistently hits the target. I guess it wouldn't matter in this case, but all we have to do for this is it says destroy one spell trap card your opponent controls, and technically pendulum monsters count, so we could have scaled these for extra targets, so we could use these first and then Durendal potentially. Kind of situational, I guess, but whatever. And we're gonna do this. Hit him with that burn. Okay, Dark Ruler no more into Scoop, because yeah, I mean, how are you gonna beat this? I still have Promethean Princess and Ambloale effects, right? And also, that's a lot of bodies. And also, I have follow up, like an absurd amount of follow up. So this Durendal actually can add back Rosin from the graveyard next turn, and a bunch of other stuff. And also, these Igknights can search any Fire Warrior I have in my deck, and so on and so forth, right? And also, my entire Vanquish Soul engine is very alive. Very much so, I guess. So, let's see, details, see your deck. I mean, I think I need to make some adjustments. I don't remember what it was exactly, but yeah. Apollosa, unfortunately banned for this event, otherwise I would have slapped that onto the end board somewhere, which would have been fairly hard to deal with, I suppose. In fact, I think I was using Apollosa in the previous iteration of this combo. But, you know, I think Durendal is a pretty clever thing we could do. So before, I think we were doing something like Astrograph Sorcerer plus a level 3 Igknight that I turned into a tuner off of the effect of the Ignis Phoenix. We could also use Renaud plus the Astrograph Sorcerer as level 1 and 8, because I'm pretty sure we had some Link Monster in the graveyard. Just at some point we could put one in anyways. Like in this case, I could go like Nightmare Phoenix first and then go into a Promethean Princess or something, or before we go into Ambloale, I could do that. And then this would be in the graveyard to attach onto like a Warlord Savage. So I think the end board was something like 2 Omni Negates, then all of the Vanquish Soul stuff. But just for fun, I guess we have Solo Rabbit now, which we can slap onto the end board. If I were playing something like more sensible than your finish, honestly, because Silhouette Hat Rabbit exists now, I guess I could adjust this to 1, but I just don't feel like caring. But okay, Silhouette Hat Rabbit technically is also a spell trap pop as well. So the amount of interactions we have is still a lot, even though this kind of got nerfed because of the event ban list. But you know, we have a Ghetto Omni Negate here, and also if we were to be playing Droll with this, if our opponent searches, well, I'm not playing Droll here, but if our opponent does a search, we can do Artifact Durendal effect, Artifact Durendal effect. So it'll go maybe chain 1 Durendal to shuffle, chain 2 Droll, so that it will just shuffle both of our hands into the deck, and then we don't draw any cards back. That's the idea with Durendal Droll. If you want to, you could implement that, but which is kind of brutal. Well, let's say, to forcibly hand loop your opponent's entire hand. But you know, the combo is surprisingly consistent, and I mean, you can do quite a lot of things to change how the deck functions. But I mean, the general idea, I think, of the deck is pretty good. I'm not sure like what I would really change too much. I think it's like pretty okay as is. Things I'm like pretty certain of is we run 2 Durendal. That sounds pretty good to me, because Durendal can search us an Igknight or whatever. And we can also add back fire monsters instead of just equip spells with the Renaud. But yeah, not a whole lot I would change about this list, honestly. It functions pretty well. There might be something like obvious I'm missing, but yeah. Vanquish Soul, it just this is more consistent than pure Vanquish Soul anyways, and it goes into Vanquish Soul pretty consistently, so I guess I'm fairly happy about this. One of the ideas in this list, well, you won't really get to see it, but a lot of the time, but we have Riccardetto here, which we can just, we have ways to get Riccardetto, right? And Riccardetto has a graveyard effect where I can bash this and then special summon Rosin as a tuner. So Rosin being a tuner doesn't really matter. The thing is that we just special summon Rosin and that's just Vanquish Soul combo essentially. There's some hands where this actually would come up, but you know, combo is combo. And this is just a somewhat useful card in those scenarios, I guess. How do I get this into the graveyard? Well, you don't have to get into the graveyard because you can also use this from hand, and it's technically searchable as well off of the Igknights, which we have a lot of Ignite cards, so we get a lot of Fire Warrior searches. There might be some other Fire Warriors that might be worth running for this stuff. I think there was the high level one, the Gearfried. I could maybe put one of those in, but I'm like kind of running out of just because I'm running Solo Hat. We're kind of running out of zones for our monsters, so a bit awkward on that department. But you know, for the most part, it's fine. And I think combo could be reworked to be slightly better. I feel like I'm doing something a little suboptimal, but yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.